Hello, ladles and jelly spoons. I'm Dave Rubin. This is the Rubin Report, and I've got two of my favorite all-star panelists, Whitney Mixter, Brett Erlich, are with me. That was good. That was a thumbs up.
That was like a real political move.
We didn't even rehearse that. Just incredible. All right, here we go. Let's get to it. You probably heard about McDonald's new mascot. It's kind of new. It's at least new here in the United States. His name is Happy. Let's look at Happy. This guy's Happy. That is a scary freaking mascot. That's real. When I saw this first, I thought it was one of those stories that you see that you go, no, that can't possibly be real, because that looks scary to me. Happy, according to the McDonald's press release, is about bringing more fun and excitement to kids' meals, including eating wholesome food like low-fat yogurt. Okay, now we can come back to us. Happy, just when you look at Happy, do you feel happy? What is the emotion that Happy brings out in you?
Well, I will say this, in my personal hell, thousands of those characters will be charging towards me with Pharrell's Happy playing on repeat in the background. You know, the thing is, McDonald's will never be cool and it will never be healthy. They're trying to like do this new thing where they're like, I've seen some ads where they're trying to appeal to hipsters recently. I've seen this. This looks like some graphic designer in college was in their room and like put together this like very amateur looking graphic to me. It's not, it doesn't, you know, symbolize anything that is like cool and fresh and whatever.
Right, so I want to get to the cool and fresh thing, but first, just on Happy himself.
Here's the thing.
How did they do this?
I've been happy. I've never been that happy.
You've never been
I've never been remotely as happy, the Happy Meal. And yeah, they're replacing all the food. They're giving you like apple wedges in the Happy Meal, and maybe that extra amount of sugar is what puts them over the top.
Maybe.
I do. It doesn't look like something professional. Yeah, it looks like clip art.
Yes.
It looks like something a comedy show would make in order to make fun of a Happy Meal type mascot.
Yeah, is there something deeply psychological going on with McDonald's that they have to do something that bad and over the top because of exactly what your point is, which is they're trying to be something they're not. So they can't authentically make something that would feel right.
I really think anything, the words deep and psychological cannot be associated with the McDonald's at this point. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt here.
Oh, I don't think they deserve any benefits. The doubt, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely the doubt. Give them as much of that as possible. It's crazy, the eyeballs on that thing. The fact that, I mean, look at it. Its eyes are permanently peeled back.
Throw Happy back up there.
It's very skinny. It has an enormous hat, athletic shoes.
The mouth hole itself is very inviting. I feel like I can cozy up in there for hours.
Great
like
orthodontics, though.
yeah.
Look at those teeth. Great teeth.
The veneered teeth, the eyes peeled back, the skinniness with it's Bruce Jenner. It's kind of, there's no, and the elbows, like eat Happy Meals and you will have no bones in your arms.
You'll have no bones and just an incredibly large torso.
Yeah.
It's just so, this kind of gives me positive reinforcement that people have caught on to McDonald's. Because when I was a kid, we would eat Happy Meals all the time. Because that was just what you did in the 80s, and we'd have birthdays parties there.
Remember the birthday breakfasts at McDonald's with the pancakes?
Oh yeah,
so good,
man. McGriddles.
Yeah.
And now people are onto them, and they have to resort to these very strange things. And it's almost like someone who is the age of Ray Kroc was like, "What do kids like? Cartoons. Give them one. Use a computer." So
that's what it is. What you started this by saying, that we all are onto the thing that they're doing now. So it has to be over the top. They show us hipsters. Everyone's always fit in their commercials also, which if you go into a McDonald's, generally the people aren't that fit. They're not that happy and all that stuff. So it's like they just have to just keep doubling down, right? To push the image.
Yes, I think so. I mean, you know, you never want to run into someone, you know, in a McDonald's. It's true. Like it's not the hip social gathering spot. It's not the Starbucks of fast food at all.
But those commercials where all those hip, good-looking people are like sending fries to the girl down there, and then like.
I'm totally gonna send you some fries later. I want to know. You know what I want to know? Where is the old school posse of Ronald? Where are they? Where's the Hamburglar?
Yeah,
like
the Hamburglar.
I feel like they're like shooting heroin in a corner somewhere. Like they've given up on life. You know, they got fired from McDonald's. What's happening?
Everything's so offensive these days. The grimace, I'm sure, would offend purple people,
Yes.
or what
Yeah.
would the hamburger would
Well,
offend
most
criminals.
Most people who eat at McDonald's all the time are the shape of Grimace, so they don't want to remind people.
Right.
Yeah.
The Hamburglar, criminals.
Now you guys do realize that the commenters are going to say we're elitist bastards for making fun of McDonald's.
And they would be correct.
I think,
Yeah.
I applaud McDonald's recent attempts to like put lettuce in things. There's like a green lettuce now as opposed to like the iceberg version they used to have.
Right.
And they offer a grilled chicken, but
Right.
all the photos
They
are
just offer grilled chicken branding to be pressed into otherwise cooked meat.
Yeah.
Why don't they just do the honest thing and just sort of admit what they are? Because I think that
Yes.
why don't they just double down on that instead of the lie that somehow this
Yeah.
is healthy or good for you or fun or happy? Why don't they be
Yeah.
like, look, we know this is fast food. Like, they're not tricking anybody. Wouldn't a little honesty be nice?
I would go to McDonald's more often if there was like just like some overweight guy like, hey, I'm like really sad and depressed. I've given up on life, but I'm gonna enjoy me a Big Mac one more time. I'd be like, yeah, fuck it,
Right.
sign me up.
And what I also like is when the Olympics comes around, all the Olympians are sponsored by McDonald's. And the thing is, those are the only people who can eat McDonald's.
Yeah.
Because those are the people who can eat 5,000 calories a
Right.
day and still maintain their physique because they're working out all the time.
That's funny. I remember the Larry Bird, Michael Jordan commercials
the
where they
cups,
bounce
the
off the
collective-
backboard and
Nothing but
everything.
net.
And I remember thinking, like, these guys would never eat McDonald's during the playoffs because it's not like the Olympians where they have to keep eating just for whatever.
Right.
But like they'll take the money from McDonald's. But that's a whole other story. Let's move on. Let's talk some politics. President Obama, have you heard of this guy? He basically announced this week that he's going to be doing even more executive orders. This is pretty much because congressional Republicans refuse to work with him or do anything for the government. So we have a statement from Dan Pfeiffer, who is Obama's senior advisor. Given this dynamic, and what he's talking about is how the Republicans refuse to work with President Obama has only one option: to use every ounce of his authority to unilaterally improve economic security. Next week, as congressional Republicans spend their energy on yet another partisan investigation, we'll be picking up the pace on executive actions to help the economy. We have many more executive actions to come, and every day the president has charged us with looking for additional ways to expand opportunity. So he's talking about the Benghazi hearings that the Republicans are going to do. I'm a little conflicted by this because on one hand, I think that the Republicans have been awful and they don't want to work with the guy, and he's becoming a lame duck every day. He gets closer to leaving. On the other hand, I don't like one branch of government sort of superseding what its power is. Where do you fall on that?
There's some great things that Obama's doing with some of his executive orders. He's created 11 national monuments.
Nice.
I really think that that's the kind of things he has to pepper in there. So he's like, listen, these aren't all just me being unilaterally overstepping my bounds. I'm doing what you're supposed to do. He's created more than almost 3 times as many national monuments as George W. Bush. So
I did not know
so
that.
He's being very effective in doing things like making it so you can go see cactus in a place that's protective and will never be taken apart. But I
you're
get
okay
it.
with the executive actions in that
You know
case.
what, like-
That's okay.
At least something's happening,
Yeah.
and it's fine. And it all comes down to like what is the overall dynamic, and if the Republicans are as dedicated to stopping him from doing things as they say they are, well then they'll kind of find a way to overrule his executive orders.
Yeah, well, I don't think they can overrule the executive orders, but they
Counteract and pass something in order to get that to happen. But in the meantime, just go for it and do it.
Yeah. Do you agree? Should he just do this because he sort of has no choice, or is
I
that
mean,
that bad in the long run?
Well, the thing is, these monuments that he's putting up, I must say that it's interesting how he's kind of playing into the American people with these monuments, because he's kind of like, look at this thing, and while you're all here, let me talk about carbon emission, because that's like what he's planning on doing.
Right.
So you know what? I mean, you're getting people's attention. You're like, look at this giant thing. It's shiny and it's a monument that you love. And while you're here, I'm going to talk about serious issues and hopefully pepper that in. So I got to give him credit for that. I agree with you, though. I don't feel like I don't want to see this become some type of dictatorship, of course. But I think politics is kind of like this political whack-a-mole that happens. It's like people don't do things, so he's taking executive orders, and then the next guy is going to come in and be able to overturn the things that he put in. So it's just going to happen. But that being said,
so it basically balances itself out so that nothing ever changes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also, that being said, Franklin Roosevelt, who is considered by many one of the most popular presidents of all time, the amount of executive orders that he made, what Obama has done, that was like his afternoon tea time of executive orders. So, you know.
Right, so they do go crazy about, I'm glad you brought that up, because they go crazy constantly on Fox News about executive orders.
Right.
And you're right, he hasn't done as many, although I don't think he's done even as many as George Bush, George W. Bush.
He's about equal, but you know, George Bush made some pretty hefty executive orders happen. You know, that whole like stem cell research or presidential, you know, being able to hide things within the presidency, you know, Iraq, you know, things like that. So.
So if this was a Republican right now, a Republican president who you really didn't like, and the Democrats were stonewalling his whole thing, would you be more pissed about this, the president going ahead and doing it? No?
No, not really.
You're being intellectually honest.
I'm being intellectually honest. I don't, you know, I'm one of those people who really gets up in arms when it comes to like running against each other. I like that more. I think I fall in line with most Americans when it comes to that. And in terms of whack-a-mole, like as soon as something big happens, then I'll say like that specific thing was terrible.
Yeah.
But I don't think the average person is, you know, and rightfully because they have so much else to worry about, paying enough attention for this to really kind of come to the forefront of their daily lives. So I kind of fall into that. I have way too much Housewives to watch.
So speaking of that, final thought on this, how much of this is just drama? It's just sort of this endless drama that they're replaying over and over, and nobody believes what they're saying, and they're just doubling down on party things and money and...
I don't know, it's all drama, and there's always like one new move that people are using. You know, there's always, when you get to gridlock, you have to do something different, and in this situation, the gridlock is happening, and so the president is trying to do something different to get around it. And just as when they were going head to head, trying to get things passed through Congress, people try different things. Like this is something he said, well, I can actually do this, so I'm going to go forward and do it.
I feel like the Republicans are kind of pouting on the playground right now, and he's like, well, while you're doing that, I'm going to go handle business. So you can't be mad.
There you go. I like the accent that you gave him there.
Yeah, business.
Business. Okay. People, can you please not bring your guns into Chipotle? That's what they're requesting after a bunch of guys carried military-style assault rifles into a Chipotle franchise in Dallas, Texas. They were promoting their open carry laws because you're allowed to, if you have a gun, you're allowed to openly exhibit it and bring it around into public spaces. But Chipotle would just prefer you not do that. They even issued a statement. The display of firearms in our restaurants has now created an environment that is potentially intimidating or uncomfortable for many of our customers. Of course, it went on to go on and say, you know, so please don't bring guns into Chipotle. We'll give you the guacamole, but we're going to charge you extra. They make a big point of that. Do you ever notice that?
Always.
Really make a
$1
big
extra.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, I know, it's guacamole.
We got it. It's guacamole. It's not free. This is America.
The nectar of the gods. I understand it's going to be at a premium.
Yeah. So these people that are bringing the guns there, these are assault rifles. These are not just a handgun at a fast food joint. These are assault rifles, but they have a right to do it. So before we get jokey and glibby about them, should we defend their right to bring their weapons to Chipotle?
I mean, you know, I'm slightly intimidated by saying no. I don't know if somebody's going to come out and like, you know, pull their weapons on me because, good Lord, reading all of the comments underneath these articles, there is a large amount of people who really want that Second Amendment upheld. Jesus. You know, I think that there needs to be some type of parameter set, though. You know, it's not like can I just push like my cannon in through the door and be like, just saying, this is Bessie. You know, I'm here to openly carry.
I'd like a burrito bowl
like,
for my cannon. One for me and one for my cannon.
Yeah, and I feel really bad for the, you know, burrito wrappers that need to come out and, you know, calmly ask Billy Bob to like put their assault weapon back in the truck. Like, it just doesn't seem like a fair pairing, but.
Yeah, so if you went into Chipotle and there was two guys sitting there with assault rifles on the table, what would you do?
Well, I went to Costa Rica to a Pizza Hut and there was a guy outside with an assault rifle and it freaked me the hell out.
But he was
just a
he was
guard.
Yeah.
He was just a guard and he had an assault rifle. I get it. I mean, yes, it's tough when it's like the way in which you display your right is really scary.
Yes.
You know, that's what everyone's afraid of. And I think they should solve this all by having different kinds of Chipotles. There's Chipotles where you can't have guns, and then there's Chipotles where you can only have guns. and there's like an all-gun Chipotle.
Like a battle royale Chipotle.
Listen, well, I like the normal Chipotle. Like they'll have these ones that have only everyone has a gun, and then the normal Chipotles where they have that trademark Chipotle knife fight every so often.
Right. So basically, in the South, that's where the gun ones are, and the knife fights where the knife
I don't
fights.
know. There's lots of guns in all kinds of cities. I feel like people, you know, I just want, it's that I want them to be able to have their right on display. But I mean, it's weird. Where are you going to put your assault rifle in the car outside? I mean, you want it with you. You don't want someone stealing that.
I don't know.
So is part of the problem though that when we have these talks about guns, that the comment section always, it's everyone demanding their right, that they immediately, if you even talk about this and say that maybe you shouldn't be allowed to bring an assault rifle into Chipotle, they immediately take that as they're coming for our guns.
Exactly.
They can refuse you service if you have no shirt and no shoes on.
Yeah, exactly. But if you're carrying your assault rifle with no shirt and no shoes, maybe they'll have to allow you in now. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that there needs to be a balance had, which is you can carry a concealed weapon, which would make sense. You know, you have it on you still. Why do you need to flail it around? I just don't understand.
Yeah, it's a small penis thing, right? At the end of the day, as the old joke goes, it's a small penis thing.
Yeah, that's the issue for me at least. My small penis.
So this is really.
Why did you look at me when you said small penis?
No, I looked at you at small penis, and for you, this is really an anti-penis.
He didn't look at me at all because he knows my penis is mighty.
I think we finished
I
that.
don't know.
No, take it away.
Is there anything
Bring us
else?
home here.
I as long as I can still get diarrhea at Chipotle, which happens all the time.
Really? I love Chipotle.
Me
Really?
too.
I'm the kind of like I have to poop out the thing I just swallowed. Like that's how fast it is.
You probably should see a doctor.
I feel like Chipotle is like the Four Seasons of Mexican
me
food.
too.
I don't know. It's just like so spicy. Some of that stuff is just so spicy.
Try the mild sauce.
I know. You always get like a little tiny thing of jalapeno in there, and it lights your face on fire.
All right. We're going to go to Chipotle one of these days. We'll help with your ordering, and then we'll go from there. We're not going to besmirch Chipotle on this show. Okay, let's move on. America might actually be ready for a gay president. Some people say we've had a gay president or two, but yeah, a new poll is showing that we might actually be ready for it. This is by Pew Research Center for the People and Press. Let's take a look. The majority of Americans, 66%, say it wouldn't matter if a presidential candidate was gay or lesbian. That's nice. 27% say they would be less likely to support a gay or lesbian candidate, while 5% would be more likely. And in 2007, nearly half said they would be less likely to vote for a gay or lesbian candidate. So this doesn't really surprise me that much. A lot of good gay stuff has been happening. Just in the last week, what did we get? One of these activist judges, they took down Pennsylvania is now going to have gay marriage, and Oregon. So yeah, good gay things are happening.
I want you to have a segment called Good Gay Stuff.
Good gay stuff.
Good gay stuff.
You could be the token straight guy.
Yay!
And I could be president now. Yay!
So now, as the ambassador for the lesbian community,
yes,
you must feel good about this. You can now run. You can now be president.
I actually planned this segment to take a moment to talk to the American people about my run in 2014. No, I feel really excited about that.
I like that. You gave no specifics about your run.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because I'm a lesbian, which means it's going to be good.
It's going to be good.
No, I think it is very telling of where we're coming in this country. I think we've made huge leaps forward, really, in the past couple of years. And I think now people are realizing it doesn't matter who you are, you're probably going to fuck up.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, we've had plenty of straight presidents, and they've still managed to fuck us in the ass.
Yeah.
So, do you know what I mean by that?
Oh, now you better issue your apology.
Why?
Now.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
I think that's I think that's the joke.
That's why we need a lesbian president.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying.
No anal sex here.
No, you're never going,
Nothing with the butt.
Yes.
That could be the...
That's my campaign slogan.
Has nothing to do
No
with
butt stuff.
No butt stuff. Oh,
you won't get shafted here.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, God.
There you go.
That's it. I mean, yeah.
Oh, man, I'm on fire.
Do you think that, so I think it's obviously great, right? Of course it is. So yes, we'll have a gay president probably within our lifetimes. Fantastic. Do you think the biggest hurdle actually will be the public display of affection thing? Because that's still the part that is not shown for gay people, even though there's been a huge
But you know what? It's really awkward to watch most presidents be affectionate.
For sure.
Like, I mean, I think Obama's the first one that kind of has like some swag with his first lady.
Yeah.
But you know, George W. Bush, That was weird.
Yeah.
It's like an awkward. I'm like, what is their sex like?
Do you remember that horrible Al Gore kiss? Remember that? God
great.
bless Al Gore.
Okay.
But remember that Gore? What was that? That was 2000.
Yeah,
election?
that was that one where it was like, listen, I'm not a robot. I'm sexual as hell. I'm gonna tip her down. And he did it, and it was just so gross and long.
Yeah.
And it was just strange. And I get that. I mean, and there's this. I don't think that anyone is being those public displays of affection, regardless of gender. Like, I think those are still kind of creepy. And I think everyone finds like a middle ground where if it's like a tasteful display, then it's okay. Then it's tasteful. But it's hard to define it ahead of time. But once it goes overboard, you kind of understand.
Yeah. So all right, we're agreed that that's pretty gross, no matter who it is. Do you think it would be easier to have a gay male or a lesbian first? My gut feeling is we'd probably have a lesbian first.
Why is
Well,
that?
I mean, is this a Hillary Clinton poke?
That wasn't even a Hillary
I'm
Clinton
just
joke.
saying. No, it might be easier, but then we're not only electing our first woman, but she's going to be a lesbian. Hey, again, I'm running for president. No, I think it's possible. I mean, I don't know. On one hand, I feel like people would be more apt to, vote for a man. I don't know. I mean, historically, it's been the case.
Right.
But I think people will feel more uncomfortable with seeing that kind of.
Right. I just feel like I could see
the
a gay.
Russians aren't uncomfortable with having a gay leader.
That guy, Putin, with the shirtless
Always a
stuff.
shirt.
It's like, where are we? Is this West Hollywood? What are we doing?
Yeah, come on.
Are you Justin Bieber?
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, Putin's gay. Okay, let's move on.
Everyone's gay if it gets cold enough, and Russia it's cold enough.
It's
all the
it's
time.
really, really cold. All right, so Neil deGrasse Tyson, you probably know him. He has become sort of America's scientist. He's doing Cosmos on Fox right now, which is really, really fantastic. If you're not watching, you should be watching it. So he brought up on his radio show on Star Talk Radio that basically we shouldn't be giving equal time to climate change deniers as we're giving to actual scientists who believe in climate change. He was talking to CNN's Miles O'Brien. Let's take a listen.
Accuracy in journalism, that leads to, what's this phrase? Is it fair and balanced? I had to ask Miles, what's this fair and balanced movement that we've been hearing about? Let's check it out.
Some stories have one side that is represented by, say, 95% of the scientific community of the world. Is it fair in a story about climate change, which I'm obviously talking about, to do this classic journalistic convention of equal time for both sides? This is a huge mistake, I think, for journalists.
So you get 95%, and then there's the 5%, so you get a person from that 5%.
Right.
Now gets 50% of your time.
Is that serving the truth? I would submit to you not. As a matter of fact, that is feeding obfuscation. That is actually perpetuating a myth, dare I say a lie.
All right, I am completely with you, Miles O'Brien.
Here's the thing, if you watch Cosmos, every animated section of Cosmos is and I'm not saying that any of these people are right. If every animated section is about how this guy said something that no one believed and no one would listen to him, and had they not listened to that, had they, continued not to listen to this 1%, then we would never have gravity or whatever the hell. So there's something fundamentally wrong about the logic here. Yes, I get that, like,
you're using their own argument against them.
Climate denial. There's a better argument against letting idiots speak.
Yeah.
Than this one. The logic here doesn't play out. Because like every scientific idea that has ever been adopted on the large scale started with a small scale. So you can't go with the 95-5 aspect of it. 100% of people thought the world was flat until they proved it wrong. So that's just a logical thing that I think deGrasse Tyson can get back. Also, if you watch this show, the Cosmos, you get that thing, like, some people have been picked on all their lives, and when they get to be cool, they just are cool. Neil deGrasse Tyson still is pissed at people. Like, he is now, like, meting out his vengeance on folks, and he takes way too long on the Cosmos to talk about these idiot climate deniers. Like, all right, take
I do agree with you. There is like a 5% like rub it in their nose kind of thing. I don't mind it. What do you think? When we talk about climate change, or what CNN and all the networks basically do all the time, is they give 50-50 no matter what. One is based in science. If 97% of the scientists agree, it seems like the other guy shouldn't get 50%, right?
Yeah, I mean, fair and balanced journalism, and But are we talking like, does that mean that Fox just doesn't exist as a news reporting channel? Like, because I feel like, do they provide a 50-50 fair and balanced?
I'm sure they're not giving 50%
right.
to,
I
we could probably find the numbers, but I doubt they're giving 50% to the climate change scientists.
I mean in general journalism.
Oh.
If he's talking about journalism is supposed to be based on, an equal time and perspective of viewpoints or accuracy at all. I just don't feel as though, Fox should even be existing in this world if that's the case. And actually, speaking of Fox, they actually the fact that they just came out and said that climate change is real, that should 100% go take that last 3% and just prove that the Antarctic is currently melting into ourselves.
Right. Right now, there's a piece of the Antarctic that's like, what do they say? It's like 20 times the size of Manhattan.
Right.
It just fell off and it's melting and there's nothing we can do. And Miami's going to disappear. So
Yeah.
how do we honestly have a debate about it? Is there any debate? Is there any purpose of having a debate?
I agree that the proportion of time spent talking, like, of people who know what they're talking about and people who don't know what they're talking about, I get that the proportion is off. And they should adjust who is allowed to speak for how long. But I think we need to go the other way of what Neil deGrasse Tyson is saying. I think we need to let the idiots speak longer. Because that's the most entertaining thing for me. Give them 95% of the time because it's entertaining, because it's so stupid. And then you let an idiot talk for long enough and they'll put their foot in their mouth and they'll expose how stupid they are.
Right, so that's sort of the theory that, Bill Nye, the science guy, did the debate with the guy from the creation thing, and he believed that Jesus was riding a dinosaur, basically, and a lot of people, that's what they were saying. Well, he just let him hang himself. So that's your...
I also like John Oliver did that thing where he brought on 97 scientists to debate against 3 non-weirdo Jesuses.
Should we have a scientist be president? We were just talking about we could maybe have a gay president. Do you think maybe it's time that we have an
gay scientist?
A gay scientist. That's a very niche.
Yeah.
No, really. Do
If
you
you read
think we
that
need
book.
like a scientist president, like someone who's actually based in fact and not in the rest of this
and
nonsense?
not in money or emotion.
Yeah.
I think that would be a great idea. I'm going to take the next couple months to go get my doctorate, and I will be back for my run.
Do you want to tell the camera again like you did the last segment?
Yes, I will be studying very hard for the next 4 months. Don't worry, I'll be back.
To
be your first scientific lesbian president.
All right, we got one more for you. Let's talk about net neutrality. We've been doing this every week because this is the most underreported story in the mainstream news. They are dropping the ball. Surprise, surprise. The FCC flipped net neutrality. Net neutrality was basically the principle that everyone had equal access to the internet, and the internet service providers couldn't throttle your internet based on the companies that they are connected with. That is no longer. Even though Obama said he was for net neutrality, he appointed a telecom lobbyist who was also a campaign bundler, and the guy flipped net neutrality. You can check that out if you don't believe me. The Sunlight Foundation published a series of graphs explaining lobbyist spending on net neutrality, and I think it pretty much explains the whole damn thing. So giant companies, the internet companies like Verizon, AT&T, and Comcast, the big boys, they basically, the red, what you're seeing there, these are reports that they issued through their lobbyists that were against net neutrality. And then somehow net neutrality got flipped. And if that's not enough of proof for you about what's going on here, that this is just about money, let's look at the next one. This is the total lobbying expenditures of the top 20 organizations with the most reports mentioning net neutrality. And yeah, if you're against net neutrality, you spent a shit load of money on reports lobbying politicians. And then, as we talked about a couple weeks ago, there was a Senate commission on net neutrality, and literally every senator on the commission had taken money from Comcast, and the only one who fought against it was Al Franken because he had taken the least amount of money. So if you don't know what's going on here, it's pretty obvious at this point. So I'm going to keep talking about net neutrality, even though I feel like this ship has sailed and it's really sad. What should we do for people that exist in this online space, and it's the last vestige of freedom in this freaking country?
I just love the reports, people putting out report after report. Like, if someone gives me thousands of reports, I hate that asshole. Why is that working? That should not be working. What is it with politicians? They love reports.
I was thinking the same thing. Like, does that ever get to the politician himself? Like, they just hand them a fucking stack of paper.
Yeah,
and
no,
they're
it's,
like,
oh, this report. Give me another report.
Is there another one? Here, take this one. You want this one? Whitney, have you seen this one? Here's a report, and there's a report for you. And my God, somebody.
That report was a report.
Yeah. And at the bottom, does it say sponsored by the bad guys?
I just think it's like, oh, report, cool. Where's that money again?
Yeah.
It's so frustrating. There should be. And what's so frustrating is the money that they're using to buy this influence comes from people who are using their service.
Coming from viewers like you.
Viewers like you who are losing, who are basically paying to pay more later. That's so frustrating.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't know what the solution is. There is no real solution. I mean, but it works the same way any resource works, where the people who are controlling how it's doled out and the scarcity of it have all the control.
Yeah.
Because what are we gonna do? Like, I mean, there's no, I can't even have like, bunny ears on my antenna anymore, and so Time Warner makes me have a box inside my house.
Right. So literally, what was free, the free to get the basic channels of like ABC, Fox, and whatever, that was free, and then they went digital, so you can't not have just free television. What is public service? You can't even get that anymore.
Yeah, it's one of the most frustrating things because it's such a complicated process that is unfolding not before our very eyes, somewhere tucked very deep away, and that we can't even get to understand. It's like my frickin' credit report. Like, I don't even know how that works, but it's affecting my life,
Yeah.
I mean, it was bound. This is bound to happen. I mean, this type of thing has been going on in every facet of big business, and the internet is the biggest, channeler of information and commerce now. And it was just a matter of time where things are regulated by, kind of monopolized by the big guys, And you're right. We don't understand, how does this thing work? I don't know.
Well, wasn't it a series of tubes?
I want to still hear like, can we just go back to the simple days of the AOL Running Man?
Well, so speaking of the simple days, are we going to look back at this time, and I've asked this before when we've done this, but will we look back at the sort of 2000 to just about now as the glory days of the internet, like 10 years from now, when it's all really controlled and throttled and you're paying per view or per data? Are we going to look back and go, wow, it was pretty good back then? It was pretty good, and it was an evil playing field.
No, this is
Evil,
the amazing.
Wow,
that was weird.
Before it was an evil.
Thank you. Got it.
But it is yes, this is the golden age right now, because essentially what we had in terms of the way people, the kind of content that people want to enjoy typically is like video content, right? Or at least you want to read it on your own. But if you compare it to the way cable works, there's tiers of cable. So if you want to watch all that, but that whole model of cable is disappearing.
Right.
And so the telecoms still want a tiered system so they can charge you for more. And what's happening now is our ability to get around all of that. All these people who are like, listen, I just want to sign up for Hulu and Netflix and have it on my watch, are totally winning. They pay so much less every month. And right now the telecoms are realizing that, and they want to still have that model, and they're trying to, get it that way. And they have all this money from the old system, and they're just going to go for it.
Yeah, and if you don't think the old system and the telecoms are screwed up, there was just a report issued this week about how our internet in America is like one of the worst for industrialized nations. So we're not even getting good service in the first place, but I guess we don't even know it, because when was the last time you guys were in South Korea to check out something online?
I was just in North Korea the other day.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, well, on that note, I hope you learned a little something here. Maybe you got a little dumber, maybe you laughed a little bit. We'll see. I'm going to let you two pimp yourselves out right there.
I'm Whitney Mixter, and I will be your future president. Dr. Whitney Mixter, that is. And aside from that, I'm on the Twitter, Whitney Mixter LA, Instagram, Whitney Mixter LA, and you can check out my blog at www.whitneyandsada.com.
Thanks for the W's.
www.
Brett, give us some W's.
Hi, what's up? My name's George W. Bush. My name's Brett Erlich, and I'm not running for president because I know for a fact I could not do the job. You can see me at twitter.com/Brett Erlich, and you can watch me on Pop Trigger on the Young Turks Network, on YouTube. Also, we do it on Hulu once a week, so you can do that.
Yeah, at least until the internet crashes and they take us all down. Okay, we'll see you next week.